Real quick, let's talk about 5 ways that making freeware games with no price or monetization, has been helpful to me throughout my life. As always, I'm speaking from experience here. I spent 8 years making games purely as sort of a hobby lens on it before I ever did it professionally, and it still would have been worthwhile even if it never became my career track. Now, reason number 1, and maybe this is an obvious one, gives us a practical, applied way to learn technical skills. So many things we have resources out there. We can find answers to questions on Stack Overflow or otherwise, but until you have a way to apply it to something, it's really hard to make it stick. And so I became a much better programmer in general, then able to build other backend services and other functional local programs and tools and utilities and stuff because it helped me learn technical skills in a more grounded way. Second reason is that it also helped me grow creatively. This is something where when I only stuck my energy into programming, there were parts of my brain that weren't getting scratched. But when I was making games with it, I was suddenly getting to explore making 2D art and animation and sound effects and creative writing and world building and a lot of other things that were just felt good and enriching and enjoyable as a way of helping round myself out. And even if I never became deep in those other categories, helped me gain a deeper appreciation of other kinds of people who that's their backgrounds, that's their strength. Now, this, of course, leads to point number 3, which is that it helped me meet other great people, especially when building games as teams. But even separate from that, just going out to share and exchange, talking about my games, learning about their games, helped bring a lot of great people into my life who otherwise I would never have met. Reason 4 is it helped me learn project planning. This is why I've got a best-selling, highest-rated course in category on Udemy, CompleteEveryProject.com, which is about long-term planning, how to make an objective that you have a goal that is 2, 4, 6 months in the future, could be longer. Same pattern applies. Breaking that down, keeping that schedule up to date, building bigger projects. The difference between being able to make a small game jam on a weekend or a one-off kind of evening project and something that's more ambitious, that's more fulfilling to why I wanted to make games. The gap between those two things was understanding some project planning, some project management, learning, getting a ton of practice at that. That has helped me immeasurably in other areas of my life. It's how I develop my audiobooks, how I develop my video courses, how I develop all kinds of other stuff through project planning, which making games, even as freeware, helped me do. And the 5th one's actually that it helped me become more social. That was an area of my skills that growing up didn't come as naturally to me as it did to my older brother, some other friends that I knew. But again, in the process of wanting to build games with teammates, of wanting to show and share my work with others, so even if I wasn't trying to sell stuff yet, just trying to get players to check something out, it helped me learn and practice and engage because it gave me a practical way to apply and improve at, a reason to care about working on those sides to myself in a way that otherwise I might have just been okay with kind of what came naturally or not being maybe as comfortable in those kind of spaces, that it gave me a reason to go out to even local meetups or hang out in online Zoom spaces, etc., share and talk about what I was doing. Of course, those days wouldn't have been Zoom yet, but the equivalents, forums, etc. This is one of the great things about it. It can help us, in addition to improving our programming or technical abilities, our creative outlets, our ability to meet other great people, our ability to plan long-term projects. It also can help us be more social, which, anyway, that was a nice bridge for me coming from grew up playing a lot of games alone. And ultimately, the best kind of games we could develop involved more of us coming together to take on these bigger objectives together, where, again, I can engage with and get to know people who have different strengths, different backgrounds, different objectives, different criteria that they're looking for. Navigating that was good for me. Even if all ever was freeware, and again, 40 plus games were freeware before I did anything professionally. If you're engaging with games in a way that's making them freeware and you're worried about is it going to become a career or not, it does not have to be that to justify it any more than you don't have to become a pro NBA player to justify playing basketball, pro FIFA to justify playing soccer, pro painter to justify painting. It is perfectly fine and okay to enrich yourself, to grow, to enjoy these things. And I would even encourage, right? Even all the years after I took it into becoming my career and eventually became an educator and a trainer in it, continuing to make 4 or 5 free games every single year has been an important part of my ongoing growth, creativity, and enjoyment. So it's part of I've been helping, happily getting so many other people into making games. Some who turn into a career, some who just turn into building towards their dream project, others who are just in this kind of lens, enjoying doing it. And those are all things that we support in Home Team Game Dev. If you want to find out more about our approaches, hometeamgamedev.com. Of course, we can find out about the way I work with people directly on this stuff. Otherwise, I got tons of material out there you can find. That's it for the day. Thanks for following along as always. Catch you all next time.